Our focus is on that flood rescue, around about 80 or so that we're still trying to work our way through and get to with the limited resources that have the specialist expertise to do that sort of work. Recently to hand, though, is some information for those people that live in Seagulls Estate, which is on the Tweed River on the lower Tweed. Their evacuation route has just been cut. So for people that are in Seagulls Estate, of which we estimate there's about 2,000 that have been subject to an evacuation order, they can no longer get out of that suburb, and they'll need to find a second floor location to shelter in place until that evacuation route reopens at some point. You know, we've done 230 odd flood rescues now in a 36-hour period. So people ask me, is the community listening? Clearly a portion of the community is not. Not only that, but when you see the media footage that's out there today, there's a number of people that continue not only to take the risk to drive or walk through floodwater, but somehow they think that it's entertaining and they pull out wakeboards and boogie boards and a series of other things and basically go out there and dive into their toilet, because that's what I would equate that to, and swim around in what is a cocktail of chemicals and a range of other things that make it extraordinarily dangerous. Look, I don't think anyone was expecting up to 750 millimetres of rain in 48 hours. That is just an astonishing figure. But certainly the average numbers that I've seen across all of these areas in the northeast is above what even the Bureau had predicted. They do their best and they use good modelling techniques to try and predict what that rainfall is going to be. But when you get significant localised downfalls, falls in those areas, it can make it very difficult when you're trying to assess what the impact of all that rainfall is. I suspect that a lot of people that have lived in the area for a long time do understand the flood risk, and they are resilient communities. But then there are people that have moved into those communities that have never lived there before, passing through, caravan parks that have itinerant residents there. So there's a series of things that complicate that, as well as more rainfall than anyone expected in those areas. Capacity to get in the air and do an assessment of where the road closures are and isolations of outlying communities, but also the extent of which we've got overflow flooding is hampered by the fact that we can't get in there until the water drains anyway. So our efforts at the moment are on not just that priority of threat to life that I spoke about earlier, but we're also doing planning around how can we do some rapid impact assessment to the damage that has occurred up there. Our partner agencies who have assisted in Queensland, they're going to return home and rest, and we should be able to get access to them again across the weekend, even early Monday. So we're planning on that phase at the moment, and we're trying to focus local government and our SEMC partners, our State Emergency Management Committee members, on recovery and moving towards recovery and response arrangements at the same time. So we may need to continue to respond, but we also need those people that are involved in helping the communities to recover to start to work on a plan to get communities back to a point where they're able to become functional again.